He changed my story. His name is Jesus Christ, Son of the living God. He changed my story, turned my life round, my test,
Yes,
my
He changed my story.
testimony,
It's
my
all
nest,
about
my
my moving
message.
around to do the Lord's bidding. Hi, welcome back to my channel. My name is Evangelist Marie Favor, and I want to, in this vlog, share about the way the Lord has been moving me around to do His bidding. When I returned to Cameroon in 2015 from Europe, I had my own apartment and I lived with my three sons. And then we lived our little cozy life. Yes, we went to church. We were worshiping the Lord and everything, but I had not yet put my hand on the plow. So yes, we went out. We're just living our little lives, just happy that the Lord was on our side and we were on His side. And then I got closer to the Lord, and the Lord said, "Whom shall I send?" And I said, "Send me, Lord." So there you see in our house, one of their friends moved in. We would do our devotions together. We're a really close-knit family. And then the Lord said, "Well, I want you to move to your mother's house." So after 6 years of living on my own, I moved in with my mom. And there you see, moving from an apartment with 2 bedrooms and everything to a room. And then, well, I had a small office by the side. And I was grateful. And by the time I was settling down and adapting to this life at my mom's and being sort of comfortable 2 years later, the Lord said, "Well, I need someone to go somewhere. Are you ready?" I said, "Yes, Papa." He said, "I want you to pack up and go to the village." Oh my goodness. Once again, what am I taking along to the village? I just put everything down. I didn't even know what I was going to take. I didn't know what I was going to meet in the village. Apart from that, it had been vandalized, right? There was a crisis in my country since 2016, and I once visited my home and I knew it was vandalized. So I first took myself out, had a wonderful meal. For me, it was like my last supper. I didn't know what I was going to meet in the village, if I was ever going to eat that. And then I went on and told my friends bye, because the Lord gives me children. One of my niche is children's ministry. So yes, going away like that for how long, I don't know. I had to say bye. And then my dad came and picked me up from the closest city to my village, which is like 2 hours away. And there we go. I was grateful. And then once I got home, I knew there was a lot of cleaning and, rearranging and getting new stuff. And my hand was already on my head, like, where do you start? But then I knew that I had to start with a room. I had to raise an altar for the Lord. I had to create my prayer space. That was very important for me. So after a day or two, that's the room that I had the first time in the big house. That's my prayer space there. I was still technically, yes, on a suspension from sleeping on a bed. The Lord has said, "I want you to sleep on the floor for 6 months. I want to teach you something." And so, yeah, I didn't bring my bed and my mattress. I couldn't. And secondly, I didn't meet anyone yet. And that was okay for me. I just put my sports mask there, with a pillow and my bed sheet, and I was good to go for the remainder of like 3 months, yes, because I had done 3 months already in the city, sleeping on the floor. I learned so much from that. And then the Lord said, "We'll be having services on Sundays in the room, so get a pulpit." And so I got a pulpit. And after about 2 or 3 services, the Lord said, "I want
Okay,
you to get
our
an
new
office. Go tell your
office.
father
There's
you need
still a
an
lot of
office."
work
So
to
that
be
is
done
what
there,
I got,
but
right?
at
Yeah.
least the roll up is up. And yeah, you see, no matter how much the destruction, there's always hope. I even have a small mat already in the office. Yeah, my Lord is there.
And I
The
just
Holy
prayed and
Spirit
I
is
said,
there.
"Lord,
I
only
am
you can
so, so
equip this office.
grateful. You
Only you
see,
can
amen.
provide what needs to be provided." I was grateful to be going there for our Sunday services. And then the Lord said, "Well, you have to move in here altogether." So I moved the pulpit there. At least I had that one. And then I kept trusting the Lord because He's Jehovah Jireh. So I kept going about doing the things I do, making sure that the Lord's presence was already there in the office. There was an altar and everything, and we were just having our services like that for the first 3 months. And then I would go around and clean homes. There was a lot of cleaning to be done in homes. And in one of such homes, I received some things, right? I received the bed and the dress stand. And so I knew the Lord was getting ready to provide much more for that. So he provided that. And then eventually he provided the money, right? I did some work and I got some money and I got this stand. And so I could put my Bible on it and put some the books, I needed for service and everything. And then, well, I got a little sofa, so that people could at least sit down there. I could sit down there myself. It was one thing at a time, right? Starting all over again. It's not easy, but it is possible. And then I remember my sleeping quarters. Yes, I upgraded some. I was very happy. There you see me. I have moved already. I will sleep in the big house, but I will come and set up these quarters, which the Lord said was going to be my quarters now. By then, I was able to buy a mattress, and that is it. The room is set up. That's my prayer space. The office is also set up. I'm very, very grateful. I have moved out from the big house completely. And yeah, I'm ready to go to the city for my first visit. I went after 3 months, and a friend of mine gave me all of these blinds, and I found someone who was able to come and line up the walls and the ceiling. And you see the transformation. Only the Lord can do this, right? And so I was just so grateful. And all over, it's about the Lord, about the Lord's presence. I'm not here in this village to joke and just to go farm and everything. No, it's also a time with the Lord, a wilderness sort of experience. So that's the office now, the way it is. So yes, everything is possible with the Lord. So this is it. I'm grateful for what it is now. There I am. I have my prayer space, not as large as it was in the big house, but that's still something. I'm so happy. We have our wonderful time there. There I am, ready to go to church now, because he said you could start going to church. So I go to the Full Gospel Mission, and I'm so excited. And then, well, the little children, yeah, that I minister to, I talk to them about Jesus, and they come and we have a wonderful time. And whatever I have, we share. You see, that's some rice and beans, and then yeah, they are happy. And sometimes they come in batches, 3, 2, 1, 10. It doesn't matter. This little boy, he comes more often because he's not going to school yet. So when his mother is going to the farm, I babysit. I've always loved babysitting children. When he's tired, he can sleep on that sofa, which is a good thing. I'm just so grateful for the sofa, right? And then, well, when he wants to walk, he can also help me to clean the veranda. As you see, it doesn't matter whether he does a perfect, good, whatever job. I'm just grateful that he keeps busy.
Voilà, merci
So, yeah,
beaucoup.
this is it
Merci
now. This is
beaucoup,
what we
Tata
have.
Bea. Merci
I'm so
beaucoup,
grateful
ma
to
chérie
this, my friend
Coco. Tu vois?
who provided these things. And I have enough water. And I wasn't working out before for 6 months also. I wasn't allowed to work out. So now I can work out. I'm so grateful. And I have enough water and this mouth to drink. You see, in your presence, I am content. Yes, there you go. Oh my God. So we need some support, for the food that we share with the children. If you feel led to, and if you're in Cameroon, you can send me money by mobile money. Those are my numbers there. You can also contact me by email. The email is there in the description. Yeah, we need more water. We need
He changed my
drinks. He changed my story.
story. His name is Jesus Christ, Son of the living God. He changed my story. Turn my life round. My test, my testimony. My mess, my message. He can do it for you. Oh,
Praise the
yes, he
Lord
did.
forever.
Change my
Amen.
story.